Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. We're going to be taking another look at the 77 summon banner and whether it is worth the 300 dragon stones you would use to summon on it one more time. Now before we do get into it, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, all the support is very much appreciated, but enough of the chit chat, let's get into it. Now the reason why I say one more time is because, well, yeah, do you know what? I've actually never summoned on this banner to actually know whether you can keep summoning on it. So, you know, if someone can actually let me know, I would actually appreciate that. Because I've never summoned on it myself. So I'm not actually sure if you can summon on it again once you've spent 300 stones. If you can, do let me know. But I doubt there's going to be hardly any of you, summoning on this banner multiple times with stones. So the one more time kind of does apply. Now, this isn't going to be in a type of format like a should you summon type thing. This is just whether or not I'm going to tell you it's worth it, and immediately it is. I mean, straight away, at least before I even say anything else, is purely because of this. 3 guaranteed LRs for 300 stones is what makes it worth it. Even last year when it was 2 LRs for 300 stones, it was worth it. Now it's even more worth. Yes, it's equivalent to 6 multis. Yes, there's nothing really special on this banner apart from the LRs you're going to be getting at least 3 of. But purely because you get 3 guaranteed LRs for 300 stones, immediately it's worth it. Straight away. And I could easily just end the video there. Literally. But if there's some of you out there, especially more free-to-play players, or, you know, whether you're free-to-play or not, and you're not summoning too much on yellow coin LR banners, or maybe you're not summoning on them at all, maybe you're thinking about going, you know, I kind of want to pad out my LR collection. I kind of, you know, I'm missing this LR, that LR. I'm missing loads of LRs. I could use dupes as well. And you're kind of umming and ahhing and thinking about summoning on this banner. Then I'm going to tell you why it's worth it, pretty much. Because it is. Whether you decide to do it or not, it's still worth it. Typically, I don't have to. I've got pretty lucky with LRs, you know, throughout the years of Dokkan. So summoning on this isn't really worth it for me. But for those of you who are missing a lot of the LRs, again, I said, whether you're not summoning on them a lot, you're a free-to-play player, you know, you're picking and choosing where you spend your stones, you're only throwing like 2-3 multis on a yellow coin LR banner, you're probably missing multiple of these LRs. And on top of that, even if you are missing, you know, not that many, you still probably need dupes in pretty much the majority of these if you aren't missing the majority. So it is definitely worth it. I think the only time it wouldn't be worth it for the 300 stones is depending on how your luck's been in the Annie. Because 300 stones is a lot of stones to put in on one banner. But say, for example, you're someone who, hopefully, fingers crossed, none of this happens to you. You know, you've got quite unlucky. You haven't pulled one of the LRs yet. You haven't pulled any. You probably want to go back in on either or the SSJ4s or the gods. So you're probably not going to summon on the banner. Even though it is worth it, you probably won't summon on it. Maybe you've got one. Maybe now you want the other. Depending on how long it takes for you to get one of them and how many stones you have left and whether you spend money on the game or not, again, you probably want to go back in for them, or, you know, to get the other one rather than summon on this banner. Or maybe you do have both and then you might want to summon on the part 2 LR banner for either the Kaioken Goku or the Great Ape Vegeta, or maybe you're not going to summon on that, or maybe you might yeet a few stones. But you may want to save a few stones for like worldwide or any future banners, and I totally get that. But this mainly applies to anyone who's potentially sitting there thinking, you know, this banner really is like, I'm really thinking about summoning on this banner. Is it worth it? And I said, I'm here to tell you why. And I'm here to tell you it is, and why. As I said, already for 300 stones, it's already worth it because you get 3 guaranteed LRs. Immediately that makes it worth it. In terms of the rest of the banner, in terms of feature units, apart from this Piccolo, because he is just dead. And, you know, a few units down here. But in terms of actually this Piccolo as well. This probably maybe actually Styles is actually okay unless he's with a cool unit, but still. This guy's kind of meaty. But the featured units, they're not bad. Obviously there's nothing major here. There's nothing that goes, oh my god, you know. TN's on this banner. But again, for those of you who are picking and choosing where you're summoning, again, free to play players, you know, you guys, especially on global, you know what Dokkan Fest, or the majority of you do, especially if you follow Dokkan on social media and you pay attention to JP, you know what's coming out. You know, for so far, like if I give you an example, you know, for the last few months, you may have been like, oh, I want Android, so I'm gonna skip Gohan and Super Vegeta. Or in my case, I skipped everything apart from Goku and Vegeta that fused into Gogeta, and I summoned purely on just Super Vegeta and skipped everything else. You know what's coming. You pick and choose where you're spending your stones because there's a finite resource for you, which means if you don't pull a lot of these side banner units when they drop, or you don't manage to pull them on the unfeatured pool because there's a lot of unfeatured units go, on every single banner, you actually may be missing a few of these. Third form Freezer, Android, second form Cell, Garlic Jr., this Gotenks. A lot of these are side banner units you may actually have missed. And even then, there's it's not a lot, but it's still some extra value if, when pulling some of these units. And even if you do have most of these, or even all of them, you could probably use dupes in these. I know I can. I said, if you haven't got lucky enough to pull them, when they were featured, and they've kind of escaped you for so long in the unfeatured pool and every banner going forward that you summoned on, even if you do have them, you're probably needing dupes. It's not easy to pull them. For example, I only recently, like a couple months ago, pulled my first dupe for this guy. I still need dupes for him. I still need dupes for him. I only recently pulled my first copy of him. I've only pulled like 1 or 2 dupes ever of TN. I don't think I have a dupe in this guy. I still need dupes in quite a few units here. It's only more these units because they've been out longer that I haven't pulled dupes for. So again, there's still some extra value there, even though it's nothing special or anything to shout about. Then we have the 3 guaranteed LRs you're going to be getting in the 300 stones no matter what, which I guess, as I said, that already makes it value for stones if you're umming and ahhing about it. There's some good LRs here. It is kind of split in terms of like the older LRs, then like, the not so recent LRs, then the more recent ones. But still, in terms of overall and generalizing, there's a lot of decent LRs here, man. Like these two, Guns is still pretty good. LR Kale and Khalifa is still good. Easy 8 Goten and Trunks is great, especially on a 200% category lead. Super Baby 2 is still decent. He just needs another baby to go with him. Dokkan Fest transforming baby, when please? Easy 8 MV is pretty good. Yes, some of his restrictions or conditions can be a little bit finicky, but for SBR and ESBR, as long as he don't get clocked, he's putting in work, especially on the AoE. This Gohan's still got good damage out, but defensively isn't that great. Jiren's still solid. Easy A Go Freezer's great. This guy will get an Easy A soon. Hopefully he's dope. Super 17's wonky on GT bosses, but on Android category, he's still quite solid. Broly, probably more of the weaker ones, but still not a bad LR. LR, Rose, and Zamasu, they probably have an Easy A on the horizon. They have such a great foundation for one as well. LR, Int, Goku, and Piccolo is still pretty good. This LR isn't too bad, but they're really restricted to reps. God Goku isn't bad. GT Trio is still quite solid, just very restricted. Then you have LR Gohan, of course. Easy A isn't the best. He's not terrible, just isn't the best. The Exchange Vegeta and Goku unit's still pretty good. Rose's still good, just doesn't really have the defensive capabilities. LR Bojack's probably one of the best aging, oldest LRs in the game. And again, he's one of the older ones. Like him and Rose and Zamasu, I think... Oh, and Beerus are some of the oldest LRs who doesn't have an Easy A, and I said he's one of the best aging out of them lot. So eventually, when he does get an Easy A, he should be insane. Tapia and Minosha are okay, given the time they came out, which was just before the 6th anniversary. You may still not have these guys. You also LR UI Goku's still pretty good. You also the Trunks and Maya getting Easy A on Tanabata right now, so hopefully they're going to be sick. Spirits and Whis are a bit meh, but with an Easy A should be sorted. LR Hitku are amazing. LR Turles is still pretty good. Full Power Freeze is okay. LR Broly's Easy A is just still one of the best in the entire game. So if you still don't have him, it would be great to get him out one of the older ones. Even if you need dupes on him, you'd still be happy with that. Jeets isn't too bad off the supering. Bardock's Easy A is great. Trunks Easy A is decent. Janemba's still one of the best defensive units in the game, just very limited on where you can run him. This LR is a bit meh, so is Broly, Chilai, and Lemo. Androids, okay, and the LR Cell and Cell Junior's Easy A are pretty dope as well. So there's a lot of great LRs in the banner, and again, immediately that worth is already there just purely because of this and how many good LRs there are. Also, I don't remember the cutoff point is, but I'm pretty sure LR Future Gohan and Trunks came out in February. So they may, again, I don't remember when the cutoff point is when they stop you know, of when they go to like the most recent article on this banner is. But they come out in February. Now, if the cutoff is a little bit after that or in February, LR Future Golden and Trunks may actually be on this banner for the global anniversary. Just because of the way the timelines slightly differ, they may actually be on the LR banner, which increases the value because there's another great LR on that banner. They are still really good. They may be on the banner, they may not. If they are, that's even more value. If not, it's still got great value nonetheless, especially because you will pull 3 guaranteed LRs out of this pool of LRs, no matter what, for 300 stones. But if that wasn't enough for you, I have some stats and some facts for you to show you even more reason as to why it's worth the 300 stones if you are and ahhing thinking about summoning on this banner. Because 300 stones is a lot. So I asked my good friend Ben for some of the rates on just normal yellow coin LR banners, and he kind of went above and beyond for it. And these are all compared to 6 multis, which of course is the equivalent to 300 stones, which is how much it will cost to summon on the 77, you know, unit banner during the 7-year anniversary. Hence why all of these are based around 6 multis. So there is kind of some fair comparison and equivalency. So big shout out to Ben. You should drop a like on the video for that. But even before we do get onto comparing it to normal yellow coin LR banners, for you to pull, which I should have already mentioned, for you to pull an extra LR on top of the 3 LRs you're guaranteed to get anywhere in 300 stones on the 77 summon banner, you have a 46.309% chance to pull an extra LR. Which, I mean, it's already value for stones anyway because you're getting 3 guaranteed. Don't forget, I mean, you know this for the tickets, same still applies for the stones. Yes, you get some of the featured units, which I know is not that hype, but you could potentially get an extra LR on top of that, maybe even an extra 2 or 3. Who knows how your luck's gonna be. Hopefully it's dope if you do decide to do it. But you have just under a 50% chance to pull an extra LR on top of the 3 you're guaranteed, which is quite nice. Of course, when it comes to rates, they're not always exact, you know, as if it, the only time it's going to be exact is, of course, if it says 100%, which is guaranteed. Of course, none of these are exact. When it comes to RNG, you could pull something in 1, 2 multis. You could pull something, you know, it could take you thousands of stones just to get 1. Of course, these aren't, you know, definitives, but these are your rates in numbers of what it would take. So the first one is 6 multis. In 6 multis, you have a 70.995% chance for at least 1 featured LR. That's on a normal yellow coin LR banner. That's how it's always been. On any yellow coin LR banner, on any LR legendary summon banner, you have a 70.995% chance for at least 1 featured LR, which sounds pretty good. You know, that's not too far off 100%. But the kicker right there, and seeing it in numbers is kind of mad when you deep it and when you think about it, is you have a 70.995% chance for at least one featured LR in 6 multis on a normal LR banner, which is crazy. And again, RNG works in mysterious ways. You could pull an unfeatured LR literally in 1, maybe even 2. It may even take more than 6. But in 6 multis, you have a 70.995% chance for at least 1 featured LR on a normal LR banner. But that's in 6 multis. In 300 stones, you're guaranteed at least 1. So think about all those times you've yeeted summon after summon on a new shiny LR you want, and you haven't got them. Whereas in those 300 stones, on the 77 summon banner on the anniversary, you're guaranteed at least 3. It's probably bound to be way more than 3 that you've wanted and tried to summon for along the way. Then we also have 6 multis on the new style LR banner. I said he went above and beyond, he didn't even have to do this. But in 6 multis on the new style LR banner, which is, there's 3 featured LRs. In 6 multis on the new style LR banner, you have a 59.619% chance for at least 1 of those featured LRs. So I'm pretty sure it's still out on Global, which is the new LR Goku and Piccolo exchange unit, which I can't remember the third LR, but I know the other one is the LR Goku and Piccolo. Whatever the third one, it doesn't really matter, but whatever the third one is. In 6 multis on the new style with the 3 featured LRs, again, like the new LR Goku and Piccolo exchange unit that's out on Global right now, you have a 59.619% chance for at least 1 of the featured, to pull 1 of the featured units. Maybe not even the one you want. Not even the shiny new one. Maybe not even one of the other ones you wanted. Maybe you pull the one you didn't want, but still, you have just under a 60% chance to pull one of them featured ones in 6 multis in 300 stones. Which is kind of crazy because they're featured. But then again, there's a huge asterisk, because the way RNG works, you may pull one a lot quicker. It may take you more than 6 multis to pull one of them featured ones. And it still might not even be the one you want, which is mad. Then we have 6 multis on the, again, as I said, he went above and beyond. He didn't even need to do this. But in 6 multis on the 2 featured LR banners, which is the TOP summon, which of course we're actually going to get in part 2 of the anniversary, you have a 45.284% chance for at least one featured. So part 2 drops. Yeah, part 2 drops. You have the LR Kaioken Goku and Great Ape Vegeta. Don't get me wrong, they are both really good units. Vegeta a little bit wonky, but they are both very good units. They are the shiny new LR. I get it. You might have pulled one of the Dokkan Fest LRs. You want to try your luck there. There's also the tickets, but when it comes to actual stones, let's just say the best possible scenario happens. You pull both Dokkan Fest LRs from the anniversary. You're like, I've got some stones left over. I'm going to try my luck. You have a 45.284% chance to pull either the Kaioken Goku on the Great Ape Vegeta on the TOP summon. You have less than a coin flip chance to pull one of them. As I said, there's always RNG, which means you could do it quicker. It would take a lot more than 6, but it should take you get a 45.284% chance to pull at least one of them featured units, one of them featured LRs out of the Kaioken Goku and Great Ape Vegeta in 6. You don't even have a 50% chance to use summon 6 times on that banner. 6 times, not 6 times. 6 times on that banner, whereas on the 77 summon banner, you're guaranteed at least 3. But for the same amount of stones, guaranteed at least. Yes, I know it's not the shiny new ones, but, you know, if you're summoning on this banner, you're probably missing a lot of LRs as it is, or need a lot of dupes, or both. You're probably a free-to-play player, or someone who doesn't spend a lot of money, and doesn't spend too much stones, or doesn't summon too much on LR banners at all. You may put a few, you know, yeet a few summons here and there, or you don't summon on them at all, so you're probably missing a lot of them. Yes, it's not the shiny new ones, but you still need a lot of them, and a lot of them are still pretty good nonetheless. And the final one is in 6 multis on the old style LR banner, so literally just before Golden Week, you might have been yeeting a few stones here and there on LR banners. Okay, so it still kind of applies. In 6 multis on the old LR, the old style of LR banner, which is one featured LR, you had a 25.974% chance. Literally just under a 26% chance, which is terrible. Pull at least one featured LR. And obviously, myself included, there probably would have been a bunch of you just yeeting a few summons, or maybe going balls deep into some of them LR banners to try and pull one of them on the old style one featured LR banners, and you only had a 25.974% chance to pull one featured unit in 6 multis, which is that's like the worst you could. That's terrible. I said it's okay because I was probably doing it as well. Maybe not as bad, but I was doing it as well. Whereas, you know, you may be umming and ahhing for the 77 summon banner, but that's 300 stones. That's the same amount of stones you might have gone balls deep in a while ago. And even on any of these style of banners, right? On any of these style of banners. Because I said they're all compared in 6 multis. These chances, these rates are all compared with the 6 multis. The 300 stones it will cost you to summon on the 77 summon banner. So it's fair. And you're guaranteed at least 3 LRs no matter what. So you can easily pull more. You may only get the 3, which is still worth it. Still definitely worth it. But you may pull more LRs on the top, but you're guaranteed at least 3 in 300 stones no matter what. Whereas before Golden Week, you were summoning on the old style LR banners with not even a 26% chance to pull a featured LR. And you might have gone balls deep and done 6 multis and got nothing. And only having a 25.97% chance, 974% chance to do this. Whereas on this banner, you're guaranteed in the same amount of stones, at least 3. So I think you know where I'm going with this. Is it worth summoning on this banner? If you're thinking about doing it, yes. If you manage to pull the LR you're looking for from the anniversary, yes. If you pull both, yes. If you're thinking about doing it, it is worth it. No matter what. I mean, even if you don't want to do it, even if you don't do it, it's still worth it. You know, of course, if you don't pull one of the dual Dokkan Fest LRs, or maybe if you don't pull any at that point, you probably want to focus on something on there, but it's still worth it. You just probably don't want to do it, depending on how many stones you have, or if you're going to buy stones. But it is worth it. No matter what, it is worth it. I mean, if you have all of the LRs, you probably don't want to do it, but I mean, you can still use dupes, but you probably don't want to do it. But still, that's the very small percentage of Dokkan players, but it is worth it 100%. So do let me know down in the comments if you're going to be summoning on this banner when the anniversary drops. Let me know what LRs you're looking for. I'll see you in the next video, guys, and peace.